We're live. We're live, right?
We're live.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, all right. Good to see you.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, where you been?
Where have I been? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Across the desert, air, man.
Let's try not to lose our one viewer. Okay?
I'm sure whoever is our one viewer is happy that I'm singing.
Certainly as happy as I am.
Oops, I just left my shoe. Oh, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Old Man and the MC.
Yeah.
Where have we been? Why didn't we record last week? We were somewhere.
I don't know. We're just, we're kind of lazy.
We're lazy.
No, we did do something last.
What did we do last?
Weekend.
We had Dave and Cheyenne over for dinner.
Oh, yes, that's right.
With the kids.
That was wonderful.
We couldn't do everything.
Yeah. But anyway, but we're back.
We're back.
And we have.
And I have the same sweater on. And I just want you all to know I'm wearing pants.
Yeah, she's wearing her pants.
Tonight I'm wearing pants. Mm-hmm. And we're hoping that.
Well, we're not going to spill this time.
Nobody spills on me.
Okay. So we've been thinking about.
Go ahead.
Oh. Can we see our chat?
That's what I'm doing. Okay, so you talk.
Can figure that out. Yeah, we've been thinking about why our parents were so mean to us.
Yeah.
So, so we're going to explore that. We're going to explore that a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
The reason our parents were so mean.
The reason our parents were.
Yeah. So the first thing we start when we came up with this idea. Oh, now we're down to 0 viewers.
Nope, they're back.
Oh yeah, you're back, viewer. Okay.
Woo! That maybe their internet went bad. Mm-hmm. Hey, viewers, if you can tell us who you are, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, so I know why I came up with this idea, but I think you came up with it for a different reason.
No, okay. So what led you to come up with the idea?
Okay, so obviously this week the story broke of the cheating scandal and the people giving all this money to get their kids into high-powered institutions, and it just made me think of like,
yeah, my parents didn't do that.
My parents must have hated me if doing that meant they loved you.
Yeah,
my parents hated me.
No,
they wouldn't have paid a nickel to get me into a fat lady camp.
Certainly.
Oh wait, they did that.
Yeah, I think didn't they do that?
Yeah.
They paid good money for that.
They paid good money for that camp. $25.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, no, college was like, I guess was kind of optional. I mean, they didn't object to me going to college. But
I was always going to college.
Oh yeah. Well, but they didn't say, oh, you should go to college. It's just like all my friends are going to college and not Vietnam. Although that really didn't factor in at the time. But they were going to college, so I went to college. That was pretty much how it worked. But then we were thinking. We came up with some examples of how darn mean our parents were, and so I was thinking, well, maybe it was Dr. Spock.
Damn Dr. Spock.
Maybe he encouraged our parents to be really, really mean. And so I said, I think I should look up that Dr. Spock. Seems like everybody's parents read what he had to say. So I got a little Dr. Spock information.
A little Dr. Spock information. Yeah. This should come with its own music. Dr. Spock information.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So
the lighting on our picture kind of keeps going in and out. I don't know if that.
What do you think? Do you think we should close the blind back there?
I got something weird going on here too.
Pull that thing over there.
Okay. You talk about Dr. Spock, and I'll adjust.
Oh, that helps. Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of stripe. Okay, next time I won't wear this.
Okay. So, he single-handed from a Time magazine article, actually from his obituary. They said he single-handedly changed the way parents raise their children.
What do you mean?
That's what it says. It says he single-handedly changed.
What were they doing before? Like feeding them crack and
our
letting them roam the streets?
Parents' generation, they just probably beat them. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Well, when my dad was naughty,
Yeah.
my grandma would take popcorn and sprinkle it like a layer of it on the ground, or like corn that you would feed the livestock or whatever, and she would make him kneel on it.
Oh,
That's mean.
That's mean.
Isn't that crazy?
So maybe it just came from their parents, being mean to them. Although my mom never talked about her parents being mean to her at all. But anyway,
Dr.
so
Spock.
Dr. Spock, he had some ideas, he had a few ideas. So let's
lay them on me.
See how crazy these ideas seem to you, okay?
We originally thought it was Dr. Spock's fault.
Okay, so trust your instincts. I don't know. It doesn't seem that crazy to me.
No, that doesn't. Seems like reasonable.
Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. That's like, okay. All
right. Dr. Spock. Why don't we listen to him more?
I don't know. And maybe it was. So then the next one is routines are nice, but babies don't need a strict regimen.
Oh, I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, certainly it broke with conventional wisdom of the time.
Right.
I said it was not important for them to be on a really strict schedule. He wasn't opposed to a schedule, but it says here that critics at that time balked that parents would follow the whims of a mere infant.
Hey, Sally.
Oh, Sally. Hi. Oh, good.
Hi, grandchildren.
Yeah, we're talking about how mean, Grandpa and Grandma were. Yeah. Okay. That'd be your great grandpa and
Grandma Tootie.
Yeah. And so the critics warned that Spock was too permissive and that coddling babies and children would eventually make them self-indulgent and rebellious, which is pretty much what happened with our generation, actually. So they might have
different generations. Honey.
Oh, really?
Your generation. You said our generation.
Oh,
like I'm.
You're not part of my gen. What generation are you in? You're not a baby boomer.
Oh, I am a baby boomer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're a baby boomer too.
Years must be a big.
It was a lot. It was a big boom. Yeah. It went for a long time. The baby.
I was thinking about our age difference today and thinking about, I don't mean to take you off, Dr. Spock,
No, that's fine.
Thinking about our parenting styles. You parented in the 90s and I parented and am still parenting in the 2000s. And I think there was a difference there.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah. I agree with that. So let's go to another of Dr. Spock's ideas. Okay. Don't fret if your baby acts funny. Freud can explain it. So apparently Spock was a big follower of Freud, and he didn't want to directly say exactly what he meant, but he just said, well, if your kid is acting kind of funny, don't necessarily just like beat him. And then he said ideas about good parenting should evolve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's see. What did he say? Initially, he was just talking about mothering, basically. He wasn't talking so much about both parents. But he thought that circumcision was a good thing. But eventually he came around and said, no,
toward the end of his life,
I think circumcision is pointless.
This is exciting.
He became a vegan at the end of his life, within the last few years of his life, and he improved his health when he did that.
Nice going.
The thing he got in the most trouble for, and you'll understand why, was he opposed the Vietnam War.
Well, yeah, the Vietnam War wasn't good for babies. Or people, really.
I guess when you think about it that way, that makes sense. Yeah. But he got in the biggest trouble. People were really pissed because he opposed the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, oh, this is interesting. He was taking on the fight against childhood obesity. And he wanted to include information for gay and lesbian parents. So he evolved over time.
God, he really did. How old was he when he died?
90 something. He was old.
Wow.
And then
Go,
this
Spock.
is a really crazy. Oh, what? Oh,
we
no.
just got a comment.
Okay. All right. We won't say that.
We won't say your name because we don't want your people to think
we don't want them
you're a loser on a Sunday night sitting home watching us.
Exactly. And so you and Sally's kids, basically. If they haven't, no, they might have logged off, actually. Well, that's not too surprising. Okay.
That whole Dr. Spock thing was riveting. No wonder.
The wildest idea he had was that babies need love. I know. It's crazy. Early 20th century childhood rearing guides warned parents not to kiss their babies or cradle them too much, lest they become spoiled. So
I'm a big fan of kissing babies.
Yeah, I know.
However,
you almost killed one. Yeah.
I almost killed one kissing it. Dan says I kissed this particular baby on the lips, but I would never.
I
wouldn't do that.
Whatever. Okay.
I kissed my sweet little grandson on the lips the day he was born, and then the next day they diagnosed me with meningitis.
Yeah.
That might not have been my finest hour.
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
so anyway, it doesn't seem like Dr. Spock was out to make our parents as mean as they
No,
they
Dr.
were.
Spock was, but I would like to put in that not all doctors were Dr. Spock. Like we had this Dr. McQuaid, and that guy was an asshole.
Oh,
sorry, grandchildren.
Yeah, kids. So she didn't say that.
He was. My knees were hurting when I was okay. I know people watching will go, every time she talks, it always goes back to being fat. But it's true.
Okay.
When I was growing up, my knees hurt and I was having like a lot of pain. So my mom took me to Dr. McQuaid and he said, and I'm quoting here, well, her knees hurt because she's fat. She needs to lose weight. Who says that about like a 9-year-old?
Dr. McQuaid, obviously.
Oh, I did not like him.
Yeah. So,
Dr. McQuaid.
Okay. Well, would you, do you have any examples of just how mean your parents were to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
My favorite example of how mean my parents were is my mother's classic line.
Well, no, wait. Save that one for later. That's kind of, we're building up to that. Don't do it now.
I can give my mother's favorite line whenever I want. This is the pushback section.
Okay, which maybe I'm thinking of a different line. Okay. Which line? Go ahead. Sorry.
My mother said, no, I don't want to say it because then you'll be mad that I've said it too early.
Okay, let's start.
No, we were going on vacation.
Yeah. Let's wait for that one. Okay. Let's start
Mick,
with.
This is who's not really watching us. This is like the same thing that happened when I was trying to tell a joke and he didn't let me tell my joke. Go ahead. What's the meanest thing your parents said to you?
We're gonna stay with you for a while.
Okay.
Tell us about your birthday parties. Let's go back a little ways, okay? Yeah.
So, being overweight is a theme in my life. And so, Jim and Julie, my sister and brother, had their birthdays on.
Oh, Sally said, ha ha.
They had their birthdays on February 9th and 10th. So they always got to invite kids home for lunch. And then we had cake on the 9th and the 10th of February. And they always got to pick whatever kind they wanted. Julie always picked funfetti angel food cake. Jim always picked chocolate yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Okay?
Yeah.
So my birthday comes around June 11th. And
on June 11th.
On June 11th.
Yeah, every year.
Every year, June 11th. And so instead of school's out, so you can't have your friends all come over for lunch. You don't do invitations. So my mom would send me down the alley at 11 o'clock or so and I would have to go tell the neighbor kids that at noon they should come to my house without presents. And we were going to celebrate my birthday.
Right. No presents.
No presents.
And how about the cake?
So, she would always say, what kind of cake do you want? Now, I would just be like, elaborate, not really elaborate. I like the yellow cake with the chocolate frosting and all that.
And what'd you get?
This is why she hated me.
Yeah.
I would get angel food cake with strawberries without any sugar on them.
Yeah.
Diet cake.
Yeah. I bet the kids.
Not even with any whipped cream.
I bet the neighbor kids were wild about coming to your party.
Oh, shit. It's MC's birthday again.
Oh, God. We got to go. Our parents are making us go down to the end of the alley.
Hi, Lori. Yeah. So Jim and Julie, they got the cake they wanted. They got to invite their friends, and their friends brought gifts.
Seems like your parents were focused more on being mean to you, perhaps. Although we do have some other examples. So so one of my earliest non-memories, but which was brought up repeatedly for the rest of my life.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Was when I was 2. I'm not exactly sure what my mother did to cause this, but I said to her, "You dumb." And she washed my mouth out with soap.
When you were 2?
I was 2, yes. And I said she was dumb. Yeah. That's, I don't know, that still doesn't seem that nice to me. I never washed out any of my kids' mouths with soap. Did you ever have your mouth washed out with soap?
No. Look at Sally's like,
oh, yeah. It's great.
Hi, Dusty.
Yeah, they love it.
No, yeah. I didn't. I never washed Alex's mouth out with soap. But when I was student teaching, we had this little boy in my class, and he loved Michael Jackson. And so he was always dancing. He would just get up and dance randomly. And the supervising teacher walked him over to the sink one day and said, "I'm tired of you dancing. This will teach you." And she put soft soap in his mouth. Ugh. And his mother didn't even get mad.
I don't know.
That's crazy talk.
So yeah, Tootie washed my mouth out with soap.
I think Carolyn probably washed my mouth out with soap. Palmolive was what she used. It was green.
So I know you say that weight has been, and as I understand it, you joined Weight Watchers as a youngster
in 6th grade.
In 6th grade,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I had to join Weight Watchers in 6th grade.
And whose idea was that?
That was Carolyn's idea.
Okay, that was your mom who got you involved in that. And then how about the?
And she would always say, "I can't lose the weight for you."
Oh.
Okay, well, how is that helping me?
Okay.
I loved my mother. But sometimes she said stupid shit.
Yeah, right. And so I remember getting in trouble for, like, the Walgreens, which is still there over on 66.
Oh, at the Hub.
We would walk over there to get our baseball cards once a week. And I was allowed, with my 25-cent allowance, to get 1 pack of baseball cards.
How much were baseball cards?
5 cents, 10 cents, something like that. They didn't cost much. Bubble gum in them. And so one week I bought 2 packs. But my freaking little brother, Mike, was with us, and he told on me. And I got in big trouble.
She didn't count the money when you came back?
No, she wasn't even paying attention to whether I was going to get
want you to have
baseball cards. I don't know. She didn't want me to spend all my 25 cents at once.
What did you earn your 25 cents doing chores or something?
No, it's just allowance. Back in those days, allowance wasn't based on, and I don't know if this was Dr. Spock's idea or not, but it wasn't based on anything but being alive, basically.
My mom always tried to have an allowance chart for us, and it was stars and all that shit. It never worked.
We had to do chores, but they weren't necessarily connected. You just did your chores because you were supposed to, and you got your allowance because you were alive. But I was grounded for the day in my room. It was a lovely summer day.
God. Harsh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My brother, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
You probably don't even remember tattling on me. And so there was an obstacle course then involved.
Yeah. My okay, so I was diagnosed with ADHD early on, and my parents didn't want to put me on medicine. Which, okay, that was probably a good thing.
Did they have medicine back then?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they gave our mothers Valium to calm them down.
Just because of us.
Yeah. So they thought that if they tired me out, that would be help my my ADHD. So they set up an obstacle course in the backyard, and I had to run it before school and at lunch when we came home, and probably after school. They had like 3 sets of tires, so you run through the tires, and then we had a swing set with a slide, so you'd go up the slide and down or go up the ladder, down the slide, up the ladder, down the slide. Then we had a giant oak tree in the backyard.
Okay.
And I have to run around the oak tree like 3 times, and then we had our patio was up higher, so I had to do like these jump 2-foot. I had to jump up on the patio, up and down, up and down. It was quite elaborate.
So, and were you cured?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great.
I am cured.
Oh, Lori Van Weren says, it's true most moms were on Valium. I don't think Tootie was on Valium, but...
I think Carolyn tried it, Lori, and I think she didn't. It
wasn't the thing for her.
She thought she was a zombie.
Now, what was your dad? Do you have any mean dad stories?
Oh, well, my dad, he had his moments. I couldn't become a professional ice skater because...
to do that, you needed to wear professional ice skaters wore tutus, and you needed a 4-4.
They didn't sell 4-4, so
and they didn't sell those. So
but this is an example of parenting in the late 60s, early 70s. Gary Benerick, the kid down the street, was naughty. I don't know what he did. He broke one of my brother's toys, and he was down at our house. And my dad put him on the garage roof and made him sit on the garage roof until he apologized, or I don't know. But
we're gonna move this out of here.
It's Linda.
Oh. What does she want?
She can't. Why isn't she watching? She can't comment because she doesn't have
a computer.
She doesn't have her password.
Oh, so okay.
That's all right, Linda. We still like you. But anyway, can you imagine nowadays doing that to somebody's child? Like, oh, you were an asshole in our yard, so I'm just going to put you on the roof.
No. But tell the story about Jim and coming up. One of my favorite stories.
So this is a great one. I like to hide in the front room closet and jump out and scare my brother and sister. Oh yeah, no wait, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Okay, yeah, no, that's a whole different story.
All right. Okay.
So we had it. Our garage wasn't attached to our house, so when we would pull in, certain times we knew we would have to take a shower, and we only had 1 bathroom. So, whoever called it first got to go to take the shower first. Why that was important, I don't know. But so this particular day I called it first, but I was sitting in the middle of the car, in the middle seat. So Jim gets out and Julie gets out, and they go tearing for the house. Well, Jim is peeling clothes all the way through the backyard, and he gets in the shower first. Well, Julius was having none of that, and he went into the bathroom, grabbed Jim, naked and threw them out in the front yard. And it was still broad daylight.
Yeah. I'd say my dad didn't do anything like that. As a matter of fact, I couldn't really come up with any. Like my dad was a very quiet guy, and the one thing that he didn't seem to like was noise. Oh. So if we were really, really, really loud for a really long time, he would just kind of blow up and yell at us and tell us to shut up. Oh. But other than that, he hardly ever got mad at us for anything. Nothing that I can remember. Although now it seemed I don't recall ever being spanked. But perhaps you were.
I wasn't spanked, but Jim. Oh, they would tear Jim up.
What were these administered with? What were these spankings administered with?
My grandpa was a cabinet maker, and so he would often have extra pieces of wood left over, and he didn't like to waste those kinds of things. So he made these really sweet, flat wooden spoons. And Carolyn would take after us with the wooden spoon. Mostly Jim. I'm sure I must have gotten spanked with the wooden spoon. But then we went to my grandparents' house, like the next time we went. My mom hit Jim with the wooden spoon and broke it.
And broke the spoon.
Yeah. And so the next time we were at their house, we said to Grandpa, Mom hit us with the wooden spoon and she broke it, because she must have asked him for another one. He was not happy. In his broken English, he said to Carolyn, you will not hit my grandchildren. I will not make another one of those. And he didn't.
Never made another one.
Never made another one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Now,
what about spanking your kids? Were you in, what's the.
I only remember spanking each of the boys one time. That maybe happened more than once, but and I don't remember spanking Sally at all. And Sally, if you're there, you can correct me if you remember being spanked. But Mike he was 2, and he would run out into the street laughing, and I couldn't get him to stop. So considering that he was endangering his life, I decided to spank him. And that worked. I spanked him once. He never ran out in the street again.
He still doesn't.
No, and he still does not run out in the street. Okay. And Sam's was very similar. We had a Volkswagen van, and he would sit in his car seat and he would reach over and open the door as we were driving.
Didn't you have child locks?
They hadn't been invented yet. And so, again, this was a long time ago.
It was in the 90s.
The kid is 40 years old. It was not in the 90s.
What year was Sam born?
He was born in 78.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sam was born in 1978?
Yes.
I was a junior in high school.
Do the math.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Anyway, we're not fighting. We love each other. Running in the street and laughing. But Sam got spanked that one time.
Yeah.
I remember wrestling him down to get him dressed once. That was really fun. But my brother and sister, I remember it was more threats than anything else.
Ooh,
lots of threats.
My mom would take my dad. My dad worked 2 jobs, so during the day he was at his job. He worked for a delivery service, and so his police uniform was home, and his police belt was really wide, and so she would hang it. We had a hall like a cupboard, and she would hang it on the knob of the cupboard, like, if you don't straighten up when your dad gets home, he's going to beat you with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you
Yeah,
tried it.
and my mom would never bother threatening that my dad was gonna do it. She would just threaten that she was gonna do it. But, the bare bottom spanking was a threat, and I believe maybe Mike and Mary Ellen got one day after we'd been at a restaurant and they misbehaved. I
Oh,
missed out on that one.
that's
And
because you're an
being spanked
angel.
with the yeah, exactly. With the pancaker, was the another one.
What's a pancaker?
It's just like where you flip the pancakes with a spatula.
Spatula.
My mom, one of her one
The
saying,
pancaker.
yeah, that's what we called it. One of her sayings was that I heard more than once was, "I'm going to hit you so hard it'll make your head swim." And I'm pretty sure she had other ones, but that's the one that comes to mind. Now she never, I don't ever recall. They didn't hit us, but
they had a lot of ways
she
to
was
threaten it.
really good threatener. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember my dad ever like spanking us.
Mm-hmm. Were you ever grounded?
I wasn't. I don't think I was grounded. Shoot, I should have been grounded. One time, my parents left for vacation, and Jenny and Julie, my friend Julie, and I stayed at the house, and we drank my mom's cream de mint. We made grasshopper milkshakes and got drunk. And during the middle of the night, the dog started barking, but Julie McDuffie's dog at her house always barked, so she didn't say anything, and I was probably passed out. And our garage got broken into, and the lawnmower and the snowblower and all the bikes got stolen. So when my mom and dad came home from vacation, we had to admit that we were a little drunk.
And you didn't get in trouble for that?
I don't remember getting in trouble.
Spanking was out of favor by the time MC was born. Yeah.
Well, my mom spanked us with the wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we didn't call it spanking. Mm-hmm. We called it a licking.
Getting a licking.
You're gonna get a
licking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And as I recall, you did not like eating fish.
Is this a show about me?
Well, it's just about some things
parenting moments.
Yeah. I guess this wasn't. They probably didn't make you eat fish every Friday because they hated you, did they?
No, they just thought it was a religious. We needed to follow the religious rule because, of course, we'd go to hell if we didn't.
Right, and the fact that you threw up every Friday, just they thought you were just being contrary.
Yes, obstinate.
Okay.
I think
obstinate
might have been the word that was used. Yeah. Obstinate instead of like I don't know that food allergies. In what year would it have been? Probably 1970.
Mm-hmm.
Started in 1970. Would they have known about food allergies? I don't know.
But yeah. So probably the thing that I hold against my parents the most, the meanest thing they ever did.
Threw away your baseball cards.
No, that happened, and I'm still not happy about that. But was they let me quit taking piano lessons.
Oh, those bastards.
I know. We had a big fight, and then they let me quit, and I've never forgiven them for that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
To this day.
We could get a piano. I don't know where we'd put it, but you could just
too late.
Tickle the ivories.
Yeah. And tell us the story that you were gonna tell us at the beginning.
I want to just segue.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
We must have had some ridiculous requests, like not playing the piano anymore was a ridiculous request, but they gave in.
Oh yeah, it was a bitter fight.
When I was in college, we had Jan term, J term, and a group of kids and this one professor were going to go sailing in the Bahamas and learn about I don't know
global warming.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
And they asked if I wanted to go, and it was probably like I don't know $3,000.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
That's probably a lot of money. Maybe it was $2,000. I don't know. But my parents wouldn't let me go. I was so mad. My dad would during the argument, you can't go. They have waves as big as this house out there. You'll get lost at sea. His whole thing was I couldn't go because they have waves as big as our house. And he just kept repeating it. But what a snot butt. I thought I was so entitled that they robbed me of this experience. They were working, both of them, 2 jobs so I could go to college. What an ungrateful snot.
I didn't say that.
They've got waves as big as this goddamn house.
Okay, but tell us the story about the vacation now.
Okay, so Carolyn, my dad always worked 2 jobs so we could go on vacation in the summer. So we were probably going out to California, and we were in the desert. And I don't know what Carolyn and Julius thought about the desert. Maybe they thought it was like the, Sahara, and you have a gas station when the desert starts, and there's a gas station when the desert ends, and there's nothing in between. So they were very cautious about everything that happened. And so we're in a station wagon going down the highway, and it's probably 112 in the desert. And my mom decides we should have water.
Oh, she's got a little cooler or something?
I'm getting there.
Okay,
so she has one of those Coleman coolers. I don't know, probably 2-gallon jug.
Maybe a gallon.
Yeah. And it had one of those.
I wasn't there. How should I?
One of those little caps, and you unscrew the top, and then there's a little cap. So you can use it as a drinking cup when you fill it. So she fills 1 cap with water.
Cup. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And she turns around in the back seat and she gives it to Jim, and he drinks some. He gives it to Julie, and she drinks some. And by the time it gets to me, there's like 1 drop of water in it. And I'm like the kids from, Oliver.
And you're the littlest.
Can I have another? So I say to my mom, can I have some more water? And she said, and I quote here, drink your spit.
That's one of my my all-time favorite lines.
Drink your spit.
Yeah,
she would not give us any water.
Good one.
Because what if we got stranded and the car overheated and we needed water for the car? Yeah. Drink your spit.
Drink your spit. Yeah.
My mom was the nicest woman on earth.
And
but
like
sometimes
all the other
say shit and it'd be like, what?
Oh, my mom had, people, when.
No, we didn't have to drink our urine, Lori. I couldn't produce urine because I didn't have any water in me.
Yeah. I remember, especially as a teenager, having a lot of severe arguments with my mom, but everybody loved my mom. All the other kids came and hung out at my at my house. My house was the place where my friends came to hang out because they really liked my mom and had a good relationship with my mom. But every now and then she got a little angry. Every now and then. But I would not call her a helicopter parent. I would not call her the new one is the snowplow parent.
The snowplow parent. Yeah.
No, we were on our own. You screwed up at school. Your teacher molested you. You deserved it.
Oh, shit.
No, no, it didn't actually come up. But
but the thing is, they you were literally on your own.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, she would give us breakfast and dress us and send us out to play, and she didn't care where we were. We ran the neighborhood, and sometimes they'd say, "Don't come in till the streetlights come on." That was like a serious,
right?
or we play kick the can, or we were out running wild.
Yes, we did go outside.
We were free range children.
That was a free range, yeah. Yes, indeed. So, actually, the point is, our parents were, they were the greatest generation. Why they raised us so poorly, we don't really know. But they weren't that mean.
Yeah,
I have to say,
if paying to get us into college, $5 million was what love is, then they didn't love us.
Yeah,
but if all the other shit is really what love is.
Yeah.
Letting us grow up and become ourselves.
Yeah.
Then they did love us.
Sally says she wishes she could let her kids run the neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah. It's gotten harder and harder as time has gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that was, you think that's the worst show we ever did?
Oh, I don't think this was a bad show.
Yeah, okay, good.
I didn't get to give any of my great statistics.
Oh, did you have statistics? Okay.
Or let's see. Once my dad made me change my own tire in the rain.
Well, that's cruel.
Isn't that mean?
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
I thought that was mean.
You don't want to learn to do anything for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, we should wind this up because it's going a little long. But this is how literal I am as a person.
Okay.
How literal I was as a kid.
Okay.
My dad said we couldn't run away. And if we ran away, we would have to leave with what we came in this world with. And so I thought that meant that I couldn't run away because I came in the world naked. And I wasn't about to run away naked. I didn't get the idea that, I'd be sneaking out. I could take whatever I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
So I never ran away.
Because of that. Now, Sally says, Dad, I remember I'm so disappointed in you. Well, yeah. And I still am, really.
Yeah.
No, you're the best. Don't tell the others so, okay? Please. Okay.
Yeah, you're our favorite, Sally.
Not only that, you're watching. Where are they right now?
Yeah, those losers.
Yeah, exactly. Huh? For what? I have no idea.
I'm so disappointed.
She did steal some money from me, but, she still does, so it's no big deal. I
always stole money from my dad.
Really?
He had like a little tray, a special little tray, and I would go steal quarters and nickels, buy a Bub's Daddy.
Yeah. What?
A Bub's Daddy. Didn't you know? Did you have those?
What is it?
A Bub's Daddy was a long gum.
No, wait. No, that sounds something like they'd have in Indiana.
Yeah, they came in like grape and
okay.
apple.
All right. So, Okay. So, boy, we had several people who sat through this whole thing. That's pretty good. Oh, yes. Okay. I do remember this. So one more. This is like my children, like criticizing me now as I do this. But Sally says, you hated when I wasn't ready when you picked me up from my friend's house. That's really true. I was really I would drive over and I'd sit out in front, and I was not
Did you like
real
honk the
social.
horn?
No, but it was just like, come on, just get out here.
You didn't go to the door and chit chat with them.
I wasn't Mr. Social.
No.
Yeah. No. But looking back on that, yeah. I was so mean. You're right.
Silent anger.
Silent anger.
Sally,
that was it.
Silent anger.
Yeah. And then I would, every 6 months or so I'd blow up. But
okay, how long have Dan and I been together? And I've been parenting Alex all this time, and Dan has never said anything to Alex. Not too long ago, Alex was being mean to me, and Dan said something, and I was like, "Shh!" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to behave now too." Yeah,
well, it worked.
Silent anger. All right,
okay,
friends,
so this has been. We're back. We're back in business.
We're back. Cheers. Looking at you.
Winter appears to have ended.
We may do a live remote or some sort of remote.
Yeah, we're going to be
next week. Don't tell them where we're going to get.
Okay,
people are going to come and steal our stuff.
Okay, it'll be a surprise. Yeah. Thanks. It'll be a surprise. But this has been, what has this been?
This has been the Old Man and the MC.
Right. And, those of you
You're our
who
favorite, Sally.
listened with a friend, you're smart because there's no reason to suffer alone.
Subscribe. Go below and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely
tell
subscribe. Tell your friends. And we'll see you around.
We'll see you next week when it's hot.
Yes, where we are. Okay.
See ya.
Yes, we want to end. We're done.